welcome back to my channel. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today to go over my August month in review, some of the products that I have been using and trying. I honestly did not get to use a lot of products this month because of everything that happened, but there were several products that I knew within a short amount of period of time whether I could recommend them or not, and I knew that some things were, yeah, just no. So I've gotten a lot of eyeshadow palettes this month, and I haven't really tried out a lot of them at all. One palette that I played with a bunch this month was my Barbie palette from Pure. It's a collaboration for Barbie's 60th anniversary. Again, you've seen it before. You saw me do a look with it. It is a beautiful palette. Aesthetically, the packaging is stunning, and inside these shadows are, I think, one of Pure's best, look how reflective that is, best formulas. They did an exquisite job with this. It's neutral yet bright at the same time, and some of the colors are just absolutely stunning. There's this black gold color here that you can't really, yes, you can see some of the shimmer in there. It's pigmented, it's stunning, it adds a beautiful accent to the corner of the eye. You can also use it as a liner, which I've done several times, which just gives you a little bit of something extra. It's a stunning color. The blue, the Ken color, the purple, of course, is actually a purple that I'm really enjoying. Even though it's a grapey color, it has this whatever undertone that it has, it actually works for me. But if you wanted to go fairly neutral, you could use the taupey color and the light pink and just this shade. So you can get a lot of use out of it in multiple ways, and I'm so glad that I picked it up. I adore the highlighter. I should have brought the highlighter out with me because that's one of the products that I actually have been loving, and I didn't get it. Another palette that I really like very much, because I've used many of these products before, but it is the Cheerleader palette. I had wanted the mini that they came out with. It was much cheaper. This was $60, and I didn't get a discount on it because I had to get it from the Benefit website. I wanted the mini one that just had the cookie highlighter and a bronzer and a blush. This one has the coveted cookie highlighter in it. I'm wearing the cookie highlighter today. It's a very pretty highlighter. Again, it's not life-changing highlighter, and all of the influencers were hyping it up so much to the point that they came out with a single of it recently. It's a very pretty highlighter. There is absolutely no doubt that this is absolutely stunningly gorgeous, but I have a lot of stunningly gorgeous highlighters. I'm very happy that I have it. I'm very happy that I tried it, but I'm also not going to say you have to run out and get it. It's a beautiful highlighter. It goes on the skin. As you can see, it's not chunky. It is very reflective, and you are going to definitely see it, but I also don't think it's over the top. It gives me just enough of the bling that I'm looking for. Of course, the other products in the palette I definitely enjoy. I like the Hoola bronzers. It's giving you more of a warmer tone and a cooler tone. And these are very light and buildable. This is your more cooler tone. This is your warmer. That is the cool. That is the warm. I think this may be a little light for some deeper skin tones. I don't know particularly, but that may be something to keep in mind. The blush, which is the Coralista, it's been around for a long time. It's a very pretty peachy blush. Again, these are light but buildable. And the Gold Rush is a little bit much. It did have an overlay of a gold shimmer, which I hate when they do that personally. If you're going to put such a pretty finish on it, make it go all the way through. But it's very pretty. It's very subtle, but it's not. This one, to me, doesn't give you that blingy highlight. I can also use that as a blush as well, especially if I mix the two. I definitely like it. I'm not disappointed, and it's a product that I've been pulling for a lot whenever I've been wearing makeup this month. But again, the hype that goes around some products sometimes, I don't understand, to be perfectly honest with you. I'm always perfectly honest with you. Why is that a saying that's so popular? If you're going to speak, you want to be perfectly honest, and yet it's just a colloquialism that we seem to all use. Getting very philosophical these days. This sponge I just got, and I like it already. It's the Sephora sponge. It came in a pack with a little baby disc cleanser, the solid cleanser. It was originally $14 for both the sponge and the cleanser, which to me I think was a good deal in and of itself. But I love this sponge. It's just soft enough. It applies. The tip is really good actually for getting underneath your eyes. I usually have trouble that the tips are too big to fit in certain places, but I like it. I thought the shape of it was going to be a bit odd to use, but I use kind of this butt end and apply. And I really like this sponge, so I'm so glad that I picked it up, especially for the price that I did. If it is still available, I'm going to link it below as well. I had tried a baby of this in the past. You normally know, try that again, Leanne. You know that I normally use the L'Oreal Paradise, the pink one, which is the, I guess, Lash Paradise, I think it's called. This is the voluminous primer. It's white. It goes on not as thick as the pink one, and I think it does a decent job. I just favor that pink one for some reason, even though it gets gloopy around the edges, which I don't like. I like this. I'm definitely going to continue to use it. I just don't think it gives that thickness and voom to my lashes as the other one. But if you want a little bit more of a subtle boost to your lashes, this is really good because it doesn't clump at all, and your mascara goes on top of it beautifully. At least the few mascaras that I've been trying, which I am going to. Did I bring them with me? Let me go get those. Since I went to go get the mascaras that I left on my vanity, I wanted to get the Barbie highlighter because this one is not hyped up, but is just as beautiful as that cookie highlighter. In here you're getting 3 different colors. Let me see if the camera will pick it up. You have the lightest pink, you have the largest one, which is a little bit of a peachy bronze, and then you have like more of a pure bronze. I'm going to swipe them separately. I've shown you these before, of course, but in case there's anyone new, I would like to accommodate them also. Now, I'm not saying it is a dupe in any way for the cookie highlighter, but I think it's just as beautiful. This is the pink shade, this is that peachy bronze, and this is the pure bronze shade, and this is the 3 of them mixed together. Again, I think it's a beautiful highlighter. It goes on so beautifully on the skin, and it just looks stunning because it doesn't have chunky glitter, and it looks as beautiful as this cookie one does. I have 3 mascaras that I've been using. This is the Marc Jacobs, the one that I got in the kit that I picked up at TJ Maxx. It's a very nice mascara, but it's not going to make your lashes look thick. It does lengthen them beautifully, but it's hard for me to tell. To me, mascaras are very personal because I happen to have very long lashes. So what I like to do and get out of a mascara is to have that thickness and that bushiness, so it almost looks like I'm wearing falsies. If you're looking for a more natural but just lengthening mascara, I think this one does that extremely well. I don't notice any flaking. Oh, and can we talk about the self-tanner mishap that's going on my hands? I was looking in the viewfinder and I'm like, I should explain that. When you can't sleep and you get up at 3 o'clock in the morning and you're like,
I think I'll self-tan it at 3 o'clock in the morning.
But then you're so crazily tired that you forget to wash it off of your hands. So like, oh, I did my self-tanner. And then I finally fell asleep like 20 minutes later. And this, my friends, is the result. This is a self-tanning mishap. Don't let it happen to you. Tell your friends. Back to this. I think it's a very nice mascara that it didn't flake and it didn't get underneath my eyes. I don't know if it's waterproof. I have no idea. I didn't cry when I was wearing this. But I like it, but for more of a natural look. This is a really, really good mascara. I'm almost done with it. It's drying out. I'm trying to get the last little legs out of it. It is the Superhero Mascara from IT Cosmetics. This one does give me that, not only length, but a little bit of that bushiness that I really enjoy with my lashes. Again, I put it on top of my primers, and it even gives it more of a boost. And I'm very happy that I have 2 full sizes of these waiting for me when I finish up the mascaras that I have. Another one that I absolutely love, and I'm almost done with it again. It's basically dried out. This is from, what are you? Oh, Bare Minerals. It's their Lash Domination. This one does the same thing. It gives me that fullness and thickness on my eyes that it gives me a beautiful look. What you would see me wearing, I'd say all last month, was definitely this one. This is what I grabbed for most times. And this little guy lasted me quite the long time for it being a little sample. Again, for me personally, I didn't have any flaking or smudging. It lasted, and I had to use the oil-based makeup removers to thoroughly remove it. But I love this. I can't go out and buy myself another mascara because I have too many. But if I ever go through the mascaras that I have, I would pick this one up again. Two lipsticks that I've been loving. I always go for the same one, so I'm like, let me reach for some new ones. The kit that I got, the Bare Minerals, the pack of 8 little baby lipsticks, I love all of them. I just happened to grab one. This one begins with a P. I don't know the name. Do not have my glasses on. They're little lipsticks with the little, they're, you know, not the regular bullet shape. They're very, very moisturizing. They are not dry in the least. That means they will get on your teeth, unfortunately, but if that's something you don't mind checking or dealing with it, they give you a little bit of a shine with the opacity, a little bit of a shine like a gloss with the opacity of a lipstick, and I absolutely love these because they're so comfortable on the lips, and all of the colors worked for me, which is so rare when you're buying a pack of 8 lipsticks. But I got it at TJ Maxx. It's still available there. They don't have it online, unfortunately, but if you get to it, highly recommend them. I'd never tried Bare Mineral lipsticks before. This is a little baby Pat McGrath lipstick. I'm wearing it now. I'd never owned any Pat McGrath lipsticks before. This is in the color, like I can read this. Yeah, no, not a chance. I will put it on the screen. As I said, I'm wearing it. It is a matte lipstick, obviously. It looks slightly dry on my lips. I might have to put a balm on before the next time I use it because I did not this time. But it doesn't feel dry on my lips, if you know what I mean. I did have to use a liner because it is so matte and so opaque. It didn't look natural around my lips. It has, I keep wanting to say, a fuzzy texture. It's the only way I can describe it. If you look at it, I don't know, it's got this texture to it that's really different and cool. Let me see if it's even kiss-proof. Yeah, it's staying on my lips fairly well. I'm not drinking anything, so I can't even test it if it would come off. Like, this lipstick will totally come off on your glass. I don't think this one will. So I don't think I'll be going out and buying any Pat McGrath lipsticks because of their price tag unless they're on sale. But so far, I like this, and I don't know what, like, formula this one is. But I really like it. These surprised me. I was going to pull out the eyeshadow palette too, but I definitely like the eyeshadow palette. I haven't used it as much because they are bright colors, but I think it's a beautiful palette, and so is that cheek palette. But these were the ones that I was on the fence about and didn't know if I would like, so that's why I thought I would talk about them. This is from the Pac-Man collection from Wet n Wild, the Power Palettes. They had a bronzer and a blusher. Well, it's a blush highlight, essentially. The bronzer, yes, they are very, very shimmery, and you have to be careful when you stick your brush in here so you don't get the balls everywhere. It's a shimmery bronzer, but it looks so beautiful on the skin. It doesn't look like it's chunks of glitter, but it gives you such a beautiful illumination, and you need very, very little. Go very, very light-handed. Use like a duo fiber brush and tap lightly. Do not go in with a very thick, dense brush, or else it's going to be too much. But I was shocked at how much I really, really like these. The same thing with the blush palettes. I didn't think I was going to like them, and honestly, I wear it more as a highlighter than I do as a blush, because as a blush, they're very, very shimmery. But as a highlighter on my cheeks, especially if I'm doing a peach look, it is just so pretty. And again, it just kind of illuminates your cheeks. That it shocked me, because when I first saw them and I first tried them, I was like, oh, I don't know. Again, go lightly, use a fluffier brush, and I think you're going to get beautiful results. And now they are basically all over the stores, in Ulta, in Walgreens, in CVS. They're so inexpensive for me. I think like a $4 price tag, for me at least, is very affordable. So this concealer I'm kind of disappointed in. This is the Cover FX Power Play Concealer. It's a very thin consistency, and of course I'm thinking it's because the color is so yellow, even though I bought a neutral color. I use it as a first layer of a concealer, but then I have to put something neutral on top of it, because even though it's light enough, it's still way too yellow for underneath my eyes, and it makes me look very, very sallow. I don't even think that it covers up that well because of its thin consistency. I just heard so much hype about it and I was excited to use it. Of course, I am going to finish it up as I do with all of my products. But sometimes you just want a one and done concealer and you don't have to want to layer everything, so that's my only disappointment. If I think maybe you have younger eyes, maybe not as much darkness underneath your eyes, and if the yellowness works for you, then you would probably really love it. But it's pricey. I've been really liking this foundation. I tried this. I don't even know if that Get Ready With Me went up or not. I have so many backlogged pre-filmed videos that I'm having trouble even figuring out what's gone up yet and what hasn't. But this is kind of a dupe for the CYO foundation that is unfortunately being discontinued. I'm having a very hard time finding my shade, but this is from Soap and Glory. It's also inexpensive. I think it's around $7 or $8. I picked up the two colors, and I do have to mix them kind of because neither of the colors are really a true perfect fit for me. The colors are only on the caps, so I had to be very cautious not to mix up the caps. I have a 3 and a 4. One is a little bit more neutral than the other. I do like it. It's not a super full coverage foundation, but it does give a really nice finish to the skin, and when I can find a foundation at that price point that I like and that I enjoy reaching for, and makes me happy. I tried a ton of different primers this month, and I haven't found one that I really don't like. Again, I don't need them to make my makeup stay on, so I honestly can't speak to that, but I do like the way these feel going on the skin, and I think my makeup goes on nicely on top of it. So that's where I'm coming from when it comes to my primer reviews. This is the base tape from Tarte. It is a hydrating primer that, again, I think my makeup goes nicely on top of it. It is white. Of course, it doesn't stay white, and it's very liquidy. And it has some moisturizing properties to it, so if that's something you were looking for, I think you would definitely enjoy that. This I retried because I got a sample of it. It's the Fenty primer, not her new one. This is her original primer. This is the Pro Filter. This one, I can say that I see a difference in how my skin immediately appears. It's a thicker primer, and it really does blur your pores, I will say that, and it has a little bit of a tacky base, so my foundation goes on. You can see it like grip the foundation. So this one I very much love, and I enjoy using it. It's got that tackiness to it, so if that's something you're looking for to make your makeup stay on a little bit longer, this is an excellent primer. I love it. This is a very, very moisturizing primer. It's the No Problem Prime Essence. It could be used if you are oily. You could totally use this as a moisturizer and a primer as well. It's very liquidy. It has that unique delivery system with that tip. You do have to shake it. And though it's an oil base, it doesn't really feel oily. It just feels very, very liquidy. And I still enjoy using it, and I have dry skin, but I also put moisturizer underneath it. I think if you have oily skin, you want kind of a one and done primer and everything else, I think this one would work very nicely. I'm also really enjoying my Yensa primer. This one is the Essential Glow. It has some luminosity to it. It is pink, but it comes out as a cream but goes on moisturizing, so this feels moisturizing underneath my skin. And I've been liking, again, the way my foundation goes on top of it. And with this one, I don't need to add my poreless priming from Tarte. That one works alone. With all of these others, I do add a little bit of that primer just in here and maybe up here a little bit. But again, for me, the primers is all about how my makeup goes on top of it. And again, it's not about the lasting ability, because I never have truly that problem. I've spoken of this before, and I'm running out of it. This is the Cicapair Tiger Grass Cream from Dr. Jart. I had some redness going on here because I overdid it on the acids on my neck. The neck is very sensitive. This stuff works so well for irritation. I used it overnight and that irritation, the redness went away, and all of that little kind of bumps that I had was really starting to heal. I don't know what they put in this. I have to like look into these ingredients, but I absolutely love this. And again, I'm going through another tube. I'm almost out of it. It's disappointing. Any kind of irritation, if you have a bug bite, I put it on this scratch from one of my kittens and it's healing very nicely. So I think if you have redness on your face, especially some flare-ups from acne, I think that would work really well. This powder that we got, the Becca Set Mist and Refresh, or what is it called? The Hydra Mist powder. It's very, very finicky. I like it, but I don't like it. It doesn't play well with oils, and you have to be very careful about what you're wearing underneath it. Now, I just got some on my hands, and again, my hands felt wet. I was like, what did I drop on my hands? It has a sifter, which is really nice. With certain foundations, my skin looks very pretty, although I've noticed that it doesn't set down my makeup that well. My skin will sometimes feel tacky, which I think will be really good in the wintertime when my skin is super dry. I don't think it's a very good summer powder for me. Sometimes I will put the powder in, I apply it the same way, but depending upon what I have underneath this powder, it can immediately cake up. And then you try to adjust it and try to brush it out, and it makes it look worse. So I find this extremely finicky. I'm not going to go out and buy it again because of that factor. But I think it's such a great concept. It does feel really cool and weird on the skin, but I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be something. I definitely won't be going out and buying again because I don't want finicky products. I want products that just work. And my last product here, it is in an cosmetics powder container, but I had 3 little babies of the Cover FX setting powder, and so I just poured them into a big one so that it was much more usable for me. I love this powder. This sets my makeup beautifully. It's not over drying, and it makes all of the other products go on so beautifully on top of it. So I am so grateful for the 3 samples that I got because I've really been enjoying it tremendously. And that is it. I had a couple more products, but I am starting to get a little, I don't know, I think I'm hungry and I need to go put something in my stomach. But I want to thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Let me know if you have any of these products and if you've tried them and what your thoughts are, because I enjoy talking to you guys in the comments so much. I love you guys. You're the most amazing people that I have ever known in my entire life, and I want to continue to tell you that. So remember that whatever part of this world you are in and around, I hope you're having an amazing day. I hope you have a fabulous week coming up, and I will see you very soon in my next video. Much love, everybody. Bye.